So Ghost and Raq is the same. Tommy and Marv are the same. Kanan is Tariq when he was younger. And his quote unquote brother is Kanan, the Kanan that we knew who was in Tariq, putting a battery in Tariq mind and heart and got him to the point where he took his own daddy out. But put that poison within him. And it's really sad. It almost reminds me of Snowfall. People always say that, Franklin's mama was what destroyed Franklin. And that is not true. We are our parents in so many ways. We are. His dad, and that's why I'm going to show y'all later. I'm going to find the episode. But that episode where when Franklin finally took a drink, they really magnetized it. And that helped him spiral out of control. And it ended up being the ending to his life. Now, the thing about with Kanan felt like, dang, like your dad a real one. Because he came to save you. He felt like his mama wasn't. And that's why his untimely death in the show happened the way it happened. He recognized in that moment, I'm my brother when I was younger. And he put a battery in my back. He will be the one to probably take out both Marv. Marv might survive, but he might go to prison. But he's definitely going to be the one to take out his mom. He will. I feel like he is going to have that. He has that fate due to how it went. Like the future come to pass. Like it was like he met the future. He was in the future, but he very much knew before he died that the past was still with him, based on the cycle of what he was doing. Even with Tariq, he realized like they showing you like how much his brother is putting a battery in his back, and it's mighty convenient that Raq all of a sudden, and that's when Marv should have knew that, and I hope he pick up on it sometime in the season. Marv should have known like you been new. You helped cover it up, had our brother, and he probably understand, but she made it to where it was only convenient for her, and that's what makes it her so much like Ghost. It was always about what was convenient to him and not everybody else around him. It was about him always, that narcissistic behavior. But Kanan deserved every last punch that Marv was giving up on him. And it's sad that the person who saved him, essentially, because Marv wasn't giving up. He was going to take his own death, unfortunately. But if Juke wasn't, it's sad that the same person who saved him from his daddy ended up being out of the storyline. He ended up taking her out for somebody else to save Tariq. And that is the craziest thing. And if you haven't watched it, I'm sorry if I spoiled it. I'll put it in the beginning. But that's my thought of this episode. Like, this episode really made me realize, like, Kanan is Tariq. Raq is Ghost. Tommy is Marv. Because Ghost used to always just put a battery in Tommy, get him going, but keep him also in the shadows, in the dark, not wanting to tell him things. And that's when Marv is like, she felt the way when Marv was like, we supposed to be a team, we supposed to be honest with and have each other back because that's all we got. But she is always writing for herself. Everything is about herself. Marv don't think that way. Marv don't. He wants to move in a unit. I don't think Marv will be able to survive without Raq at all. She puts the battery in him. He is her little soldier, okay? But the sad part about it is, I will not be surprised if Tariq end up doing the same. I'm not Tariq. Kanan do the same thing that Tariq did to his mother, and it would be sad because his mama also put a battery in his back to go take out his own father, his biological father, and then that didn't end up panning out the way she thought it was gonna pan out. But Raq is all about herself. Kanan is 100% correct, but the problem is, it's just a continuing cycle of storylines from family to family. And then eventually, Ghost was like, I'm going to be the main bro and take his spot. The same way Raq took Defcon's spot. Are y'all getting what I'm saying? It's the same storyline. It's the exact same storyline. Tariq's sister was collateral damage of Kanan's best friend, if you will. But it's just sad to just see like how these cycles is playing out, and it just reminds me so much of Snowfall, because everybody used to always be like, the mama is the reason why Franklin blah 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 blah. No, they magnified when Franklin took his drink, the first drink. He never drunk. He never did anything. He didn't drink. He didn't smoke. He didn't do none of that. But when he drunk, they made sure that camera zoomed in. And if you don't believe me, go watch it. They magnified that moment because one thing to be true is we are our parents. His dad was very educated. I'm not trying to go into Snowfall, but Franklin's dad was very educated, just like Franklin. And his downfall was that bottle. And that's exactly what happened to him. And he didn't know when to stop either. He didn't know when enough was enough. The money is enough. His woman was trying to tell him that. He wasn't trying to hear it. He wasn't trying to hear it. But as soon as he got on that bottle, that's when all of Franklin's things just really spiraled out of control because he did not have a sober mind at all. But it's just sad because when I think about Power and Kanan, how Kanan was looking at Tariq, you could see like, dang, like, I'm really my brother. And he's going to be the one to take out his own brother. Best believe that. Kanan will be taking out his own brother because he knows the truth right now. He knows the truth that him and Defcon don't have the same, but he's not going to realize it until either his brother take his mama out or until he end up doing it and realizing like, you're not even my brother. You're not even my blood. And I'm sure that youngster that's claiming he his brother, know that ain't his blood brother. Because if y'all really think about it, Defcon, he ain't had no woman. Nobody ever seen him with a woman. Everybody has said that. But Raq, she said it, even herself. Me and him wasn't together. I was just his little show off. But she ain't never do nothing with him. And that's why that baby, Kanan being the baby, made it be like, oh, that's his main chick. But in all reality, no. He knew that wasn't his baby because they were never intimate because he was on the down low. And if you don't believe me, go watch Power Kanan again. And you'll see all the little C's they've been dropping us. He was into men. And I believe that Unique's brother was with him. The glasses. He wasn't into women either. But he knew Defcon. He knew Defcon couldn't stand Raq either. Because Raq put him in there. See, Raq is playing chess, but her chessboard, her pawns are falling off of her story. She gonna deserve everything that she get because this is what happens when you make your child a product of your environment and you teach them the game. And it's very unfortunate, but it's one of those cycles that end up sometimes continuing to happen. And look what happened to Kanan. He ended up getting set up by Ghost and going to prison. And then he got out, did all that junk trying to get, Ghost back. And then he recognized, like, I'm the problem. I've been running from it my whole life. I'm the problem. My cousin's the problem. Our whole bloodline is a problem. We're poison. Watch. If you don't believe me, watch. I also want to say that Kanan also realized when his time was up that the difference between Raq and Ghost was that Ghost did not introduce Tariq into this world and that he was the one who did. And now look what it has came to due to him trying to point the finger at Ghost on why his life ended up where he was when the real problem was his mother introducing it to him. And that's why when his time was up, he was ready. He was ready. Okay? So watch what I say. Watch. Watch how this play out. I would not be surprised if Kanan and his brother take out his uncle. I don't believe that he took out his uncle. It might be his quote unquote brother, Breeze. And that's why Juke was so quick to help Kanan. Because I believe that Breeze took out Marv, if Marv don't go to prison. And then Kanan took out, because he don't trust Breeze for real. He just need him to be the fuel for him. But if it's true, or Juke took out Breeze after he took out her dad, and they had that thing of like yin and yang, something sour happened. We ain't that far into the season for me to know, like, how did she end up being a cop? And how did he end up going down the road that he went? I believe she was his inside when she was the cop before he got locked up. I do believe that. But we gonna see. But I would not be surprised if Breeze take out Marv and then Juke take out Breeze and then Kanan take out his own mama. But we shall see. What y'all think?